Hey, we're live for the haunted fireplace of Haunted Hunter's Cabin, and so anyhow, we're just getting things all kind of worked out here. So again, I'm gonna see how this is. Not how I wanted to start, anyways. So again, fuck. So again, guys, we're live here in Haunted Hunter's Cabin. That and make sure that is not on the end. Twirl that around. So can everybody see me okay, guys? See? So again, we're live here in Haunted Hunter's Cabin and a haunted fireplace. And so that way you guys can see me here. And that's, we're getting in a little spooky mode. But so anyhow, we're gonna turn you over soon to the haunted fireplace. And that, so you guys get to see exactly a little bit. Now what you guys see here before we turn you over to the fireplace is what a replicancy would be of a crystal ball. And with a crystal ball, it can actually tell you the past, present, and sometimes future. And so you can see into your past now, and into the future, into a future. So again, it is every time you see something, it lights up different colors. So if it's your past, it'll probably sometimes could be black, white, purple. If it's the now, again, it'd be a bright pink or purple. Or if it is your future, it could be like total rainbow colors. It could be totally different. And with the two headless with the two twin headless headhunters, Ian, one of the apparitions headhunters, was a witch. So he had the ability to change into anything he wanted to, from an apparition, or take on, or make it look like human form, animal form, or alien form of any kind. You have seen what empowers Haunted Hunter's Cabin. This is one of the other articles that would have empowered Haunted Hunter's Cabin, that would have brought the apparitions back. So again, there's a lot of goodies, gadgets, and treats yet to come for this haunted house. So again, just hang on to your saddles. And when you ride across that wicker square, don't lose your heads. Because I tell you, Ian and Ivan awaits here in Hunter's Cabin, the two twin headless headhunters. So there's a little bit spooky for you. Also, too, guys, there was a couple shows where you've seen on here live. You actually got to see a real live spirit board or Ouija board. There is a lot, no matter where you put it, no matter where you keep it, no matter who you buy it from. Any spirits in the room can channel it and come through. This is why they say always say goodbye, because if you ever have to close the doors, you can close doors. But not necessarily has come through. Sometimes they can fool you, sometimes they can say goodbye, but then in the middle of the night, like early yesterday morning, something could have come through. At 2:45 a.m. this morning, my telephone dialed out on its own. And at 3:08 a.m. this morning on September the 15th, 2018, even before I bought it, I have close encountered spirits, even as my child, even growing up without one. When I became of age to purchase my own, my mother had passed away before I even got it, before I even bought it. In this historical building, in the Downs building here, it's always got a historical history with it being old. The spirits have haunted this building for decades. And we've experienced hauntings before I even bought it. Before we even attempt to communicate with it and that kind of stuff too. So it just kind of helps a little. So when we were doing the paranormal testing, this is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see if really it does what people really say it does, and if it's got spiritual power like people really say it does, and that kind of stuff. So that's what we're testing for here in Haunted Hunter's Cabin. This is a Halloween countdown theater to Haunted Hunter's Cabin, haunted house on Halloween night. And Halloween night, the spirits are going to be a lot stronger on Halloween night, and that kind of thing. So that'd be a really cool night, and it'd probably be another early wake up morning, early morning spook show, like we did yesterday, and some of my older from last year's videos of Haunted Hunter's Cabin has gone up to YouTube. Some of the party scenes. There is still more yet I'm working on to put on YouTube, and I gotta go through them all, and that. So you will see them up there, showing up there, even on Dashboard Twitch TV. And so anyhow, so hang on to your seats as we move you over to the haunted fireplace, and that kind of thing. So again, like I said, if this is too frightening for you, do watch during the daytime, because nighttime, it's not a good idea to watch a horror movie before you go to bed, because you never know what's going to wake you up in the middle of the night. So anyhow, you guys can see I got my king crown on, and the Never-Ending Story medallion, which represents two snakes, Egyptian snakes, and which is originally called a double Ouroboros. Really has nothing to do with Haunted Hunter's Cabin, but the point is, any story can be changed at any time. Hunter's Cabin was based on not fantasy; it was based on a true story that really happened in the War of 1812, the same time as Sleepy Hollow happened. But Hunter's Cabin was way worse than Sleepy Hollow ever was. Washington Irving was smart when he wrote about Sleepy Hollow, but nobody ever wrote about the events of Hunter's Cabin. Hunter's Cabin was twice as violent. Hunter's Cabin was the very first headless, head chopping off massacre to ever happen in Canadian history. And the ghost sightings of the twin headless headhunters, Ian and Ivan of Hunter's Cabin, where they used to behead a lot of campers' heads, and that, and with the grounds where Camp Northern Lights sits today, is a kids' camp today that still haunts. But all the haunting is today is just sounds in the woods and actual shadow sightings. Again, there's been sightings or sounds of a chariot and a shadow chariot that bursts in flames when it goes through the woods, and that kind of thing, and still rides along, and ghostly headless horses that you hear trotting through the woods. Now, these two native twin headless headhunters, one has the ability to change into anything he likes. Anything from an apparition, he can take back on human form. He could appear to you anywhere on the street, and you wouldn't recognize him. But he's still an apparition. But he's a headless apparition. But he can change from an apparition back to a human form. and then back to a headless apparition. Ivan can't do that. Ian can. Ivan only can do it by assistance of his twin brother. And that, which is Ian and Ivan, the two twin headless head hunters of Hunter's Cabin. Hunter's Cabin for years is been kept guarded by a secret society, and by a dark midnight secret society that was always been led by secret service knights of Gothic some group called the Gypsy Warriors, Celtic Gypsy Warriors, which contains everybody, no matter if you're atheist, Protestant, Catholic, didn't matter. If you qualified to be a Celtic Gypsy Warrior, you were invited to Hunter's Cabin and witness the hauntings of Hunter's Cabin in a sleepover in a group, which is a forbidden cabin. Oh, gooey. I'm not inviting today, but that is okay. Oh. And people want to be invited. Sorry, guys. And that kind of stuff here. It affects my camera phone. So where I was, in that, some night, yeah, I will invite people to the haunted fireplace. And so this is getting a little deep now. And anyhow, this movement in the Celtic Gypsy Warriors is called Cathaker, and not catheter, Cathaker. It refers to an Egyptian, which is an ancient Norwegian Celtic gypsy group, dark night society that meets after dark at midnight that tells ghost stories. But this one was told right at the haunted cabin location in Bobcaygeon, Halliburton, on how it was built and everything. So again, we're going to turn you over to the haunted fireplace. So again, these are replicacies now for Halloween night. So again, this is Haunted Hunter's Cabin 13 live theater. So we're going to turn you over to the haunted cabin fireplace. Also, too, guys, to let you know, I got my king's crown on too, and that kind of stuff as well. And so anyhow, we're gonna switch you over and see if we see any ghosts floating around here. And so last night, the first ghost we had in here that we found was the ghost of my late deceased mother. She's peaceful, as lucky as she wasn't demonical, but she was peaceful. Thank goodness for that. I think my older sister's getting the worst of the haunting than anything, because this is what happens when you're a bitch to your parents. Because when their time comes and they go, they will come back to haunt you. Never fails. So, we're going to turn you over to Haunted Hunter's Cabin live. Haunted fireplace. Here we go. I'm having problems. Oh. My turn. For some reason, my turn button. Just having, again, my camera is sticking, guys. Okay, we're going to do it this way, guys. We're going to take a shortcut here. And, so, too bad I can't even see it. Oh, I can't even see that. So we're having technical difficulties here right now. And so again, like I said, we're Sorry, guys. Oh. Cody, you don't have live video stream. What video service are you using? Better not be using Video Messenger because you're screwing me right up. Okay, I gotta get over to that fireplace here. Sorry guys, this is taking a little bit longer than normal. And we're gonna put the fine. Okay. Okay.